Hi, this is Soleil from Bebonia. We posted a Q&A on our Instagram and you guys did such a good job of asking us some great questions. So I'm very excited to get to those questions today. By the way, I am wearing my set of Bebonias that I love. These are actually two sets of, one is honey blonde and one is our chestnut curly set. And I use this for a lot of volume. The reason why I'm using two different colors is because my hair is highlighted, and so I had to customize this set in order to blend perfectly with my natural hair. I really want you guys to see how good this blends. We had some very interesting questions and situations, so let's get into it. It's gonna be fun because we're gonna cover as much as possible today. Question number one. Do you diffuse your curly hair extensions or let them air dry? So to be honest, I actually do both, and we do recommend that you do both. It depends on how much time you have. So if, for example, you are planning to wear your extensions for an event or in a few days, you can style them and let them air dry on a flat surface without having to think about it. But if you do want to style them and wear them right away, then we do recommend diffusing them. So it's really up to you and how much time you have available. What products do you recommend to keep your extensions in good conditions? We recommend using products that are sulfate free, that don't have any parabens, and that pretty much are the ones that you typically use for your natural hair. There are some drugstore products that we do recommend that are on the less expensive side, so we'll go ahead and tag those for you below. Someone asked how to make your curly extensions look thicker to match your hair thickness. If you have very dense hair, we do recommend that you opt for two sets of 110 grams. The reason is because each set of 110 grams brings 6 pieces. That means if you're going for two sets of 110, you're gonna get 12 pieces. So this is gonna give you more wefts to play with, and then you'll have a thicker amount of hair. So if you're opting for mega volume and you have dense hair to begin with, then you do want more wefts so that you don't see any shelf or there is more of a seamless transition. Are the spiral extensions slightly less curly than the curly extensions? Yes. The spiral extensions are more of a 2B, 2C hair type. They're more of a wave. In contrast, the curly extensions are more of a 3B. So you do want to factor that in when purchasing the different styles or types of extensions. Is it best to take the clip-ins out each night, or best way to sleep in the clip-ins? This is a great question, and I'm so glad you asked, because I will tell you that yes, it is best to remove your extensions. Do not sleep with them. And the reason is because one, it's not going to be comfortable. Two, it's going to pull on your hair and cause tension. So you don't want any tension on your scalp when you're sleeping, because this is going to cause hair loss. So stay away from sleeping with your extensions. It's best to just remove them and reapply them the next day. Can you dye these to match your hair? Yes, you can dye your extensions. They are human hair. We do recommend, if you have highlights, opt for a lighter set. That way you can darken them, because it's always easier to darken the set of extensions rather than lifting the color. Using bleach on the extensions we do not recommend, so that'll decrease the lifespan of them. But if you're depositing color, please do test it on a smaller piece of extension. Test the weft first, make sure that you like it and you're happy with the outcome and you figured out the formula that's gonna work for coloring it. Once you're happy with it, then move forward and go and try it on the other wefts. Otherwise, you're gonna mess up the whole set. So test it first, make sure you're happy, and then move on and dye the other wefts. How do I avoid my extensions from getting so tangled? The storage, the way you store your extensions is important. If you are applying any mask or moisture on your extensions, that'll help avoid tangling, and also how you're applying them. So just make sure that you detangle them, you style them before clipping them in. That'll help, and also just doing a weekly conditioning mask on your extensions will help give them that boost of moisture. How to place extensions on thin hair? This is a great question, and this is super common. We do have a full video showing how to flip-in extensions into thin hair. So make sure that you watch that. We'll tag this video. And also what we do recommend is just staying below a certain line. So typically if you have thinner hair, then you'll see it more towards the top. You can see the weft. So just know where that cutoff is for you specifically. So for example, if you clip on the extensions higher than your occipital bone, then just kind of do everything below that. And then have your hairstylist trim them and shape them to blend with your hair so that it doesn't look heavy. That's what we really recommend with thin hair, but you can still get away with rocking extensions and adding more volume. Another thing that I love to do just when I'm wearing my extensions that are the same length as my hair for volume purposes is clipping in one weft upside down the first piece, which is this one. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys. So clipping in that first piece will make a huge difference because it does fill in your hair down here. So if you tend to have thinner hair, that's gonna be a game changer. That one weft will add more volume and depth down towards the bottom, the nape of your neck, and it's gonna make a massive difference filling in your hair. Tips on keeping my natural hair from frizzing and looking as smooth as my extensions. One of the main things that I do and that I've learned when styling my hair before I'm gonna clip in my extensions, when I diffuse my hair, I make sure to diffuse my roots first, and I do not touch my hair at all when I'm diffusing. So we tend to, as curly hair humans, to touch our hair and to kind of encourage the curl. But what I've learned that has helped reduce the amount of frizz that I get is just don't touch your hair. So don't touch your hair because that's gonna cause more frizz. You're gonna just like move around the product. Reduce frizz, put on your stylers, diffuse your root first, make sure your root is nice and dry, and then diffuse the rest of your hair. Then I flip over once I feel like my hair is like 70% dry. So that'll help your hair blend and look less frizzy than the extensions itself. If you want your extensions to look a little bit more frizzy and to match with your frizz, then you can take a hair pick and pick out the extensions to match more of your texture. How do I get my extensions to match my curl type? Get it permed? Question mark. I don't recommend having your extensions permed. I do recommend using our curly wand method, which we have a full video showing how to style your extensions to match your curl pattern. I am super confident that you can achieve this. Just take a tool that matches the same circumference of your natural curl pattern and use that tool in order to curl your extensions to match your hair. And you'll see that it makes a massive difference and you'll be able to blend them very nicely. I have thinning hair and the extensions poke through. How do I get them not to show? Okay, so that means that one, you might be clipping them in too high. Try to move the weft, the top weft down so that you can see it. So when you're clipping them in, make sure that you use a mirror to see what the extensions look like, to see if there's any wefts that are popping out, because we do not want that. We don't want to walk around and expose ourselves. And also use a root touch-up spray to touch up your roots to conceal any lighter pieces that you have on your scalp. Just make sure that you shampoo that because you don't want any buildup on your scalp. But yeah, those are two tips that can help. So one is making sure that you don't go above a certain point where your natural hair does not conceal the weft, and two, using a root touch-up. Thank you guys for joining. Make sure to subscribe to our channel for more videos regarding curly hair and curly hair extensions.